We have a 1016 down at Saturn Jewelry Store. No suspect in sight. Hey, what the hell is that? Suspect down, I repeat.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Second suspect down. What's up, bitch? I need backup.
What is that?
Take that, you son of a bitch. Saturn Boulevard cleared, and what the hell? We still need backup.
Stop him. Please don't shoot me. I didn't do it. I shit my pants.
Shut up and get your ass back.
You shot my brother, now I'm gonna shoot you.
I think we're clear. Send the hazmat. Civilians shit themselves. Who's your dad?
I'll get you.
You shot Johnny, now I shoot you.
Hey, I'll kill you. I'm trying to.
Now you get to go to sleep.
I'll kill you. I see. What the hell's all that noise?
Somebody stop. I feel like playing Sega Saturn. Look at that Sega Saturn introduction. Look at that. We have our loading screen right here, and what are we playing? And we're playing Virtua Cop for the Sega Saturn, and we have some Japanese text right there, which I cannot read. If any of our Japanese viewers can translate that for me. And here's the title screen right here, Virtua Cop. One thing that I like about Sega Saturn games are, even if it's Japanese, it's still in English somehow. If that makes any sense. And it's pretty much the same as the American version. And the beginner, medium, or expert. Alright, let's check out the beginner first. And yeah, whatever that says right there. Not loading. And here we are. And the Virtual Cop, what the hell is that? Yeah, take that, you son of a bitch. Yeah, what the hell? Bam, right in your face. Yeah, this game is awesome. I actually own the real Virtual Cop on Sega Saturn, the Japanese version as well. And I have the light gun, but in order to play with the light gun, you need a CRT TV, one of those old tube TVs. You cannot do it on an LCD or LED screen, unfortunately. But here I am playing on the emulator, and I know some of you don't like emulators, but I just don't have the room for looking up all my hardware. And I'm using a USB Sega Saturn controller, and it works perfectly fine. This is definitely a classic light gun shooter, not only for the arcades, but on Sega Saturn. And it was definitely one of my favorites. I believe the arcade version came out either in like 94 or 95, and it was definitely a big game changer for the arcade, because, you know, this was around the time where consoles and arcade was transitioning from 2D games to 3D, and this, back then, was a fantastic 3D looking game. Most of the characters actually look the same. They might have slightly different hair, or whatever the case may be, but for the most part they're the same. You have to make sure you don't shoot the innocent people. And this game is 2 players, so if you have a second controller, you can actually have 2 crosshairs on the screen at once. This is definitely a must-have for the Sega Saturn if you enjoy light gun games. And light gun games are definitely not for everybody, but I've always been a fan of light gun games. Like on the PlayStation, one of my favorite light gun games on the PlayStation would be Project Horned Out. That game is pretty awesome. What the hell is that? So you have some slightly different looking characters right here. They get a little bit harder as time goes by. I think I'm going to be playing an awful lot of Sega Saturn games this year. I'm pretty sure that's a good thing, because we have a lot of Sega Saturn fans on Game & Palooza Empire. Yeah, you don't want to shoot that guy. He came pretty close. Look at that guy. Bam! I love that. It reminds me of like an action movie. It was like a complete stunt that he just pulled off right there. It looked kind of fake, but it was pretty funny. So on the Sega Saturn controller, you have to hit C to reload, and you have to hit A to shoot. And this guy right here comes out of nowhere and hits me with a battle axe. He throws grenades at me. What the hell is that? Another cool thing about this game is you can damage the vehicles, which I think is awesome. So if you see a car parked over to the side, you can actually shoot it, and you can break the car. The window, the wheels, all that stuff. Look at this. Bam, I just broke the window. How you like that? And this was actually one of the few Sega Saturn games that was available also in Korea. And some of you may not know, but in Korea they actually have Sega Saturn, or they did have Sega Saturn back in the day, but it was made by Samsung. And I guess got a game over. Wow, look at that. And right here is where you have to type your name in. So, yeah, let's put in GPE for Game & Palooza Empire. Look at the bouncy letters. I'm in 8th place. Alright, so now we're going to try a medium mode and we'll see how that goes. Looks like we're on a construction site. Alright, here we are on a construction site, and you see that. What the hell is that? Alright, let's start shooting people over here. We got the car right there, going to break the windshield. If you're like me, you like to shoot everything, including that box and that red thing right there. We'll see if we can reload and shoot. Ah, I shot the wrong guy. What the hell? The graphics, I'm definitely a fan of the graphics. They look pretty cool for Sega Saturn. They have that nice mid-90s 3D look. Got that conveyor belt. It's actually moving. You have the really ugly, muddy-looking construction equipment there. The ground looks nice, retro-looking. All the wooden crates right there, which we never know what's inside. Those are all retro-looking. Look like definitely... What the hell is that? He was inside the crate.
How long was he hiding in there?
Yeah, this guy just walking right down the conveyor belt. Actually, he wasn't walking because he's freaking lazy. And that guy just somehow magically appeared on top of the construction equipment. He just got shot. This guy with the purple headband. Macho Man Randy Savage.
Stupid civilian.
Get out of my way.
Big tit, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. This is supposed to be a little bit harder than the last level, but so far I've been definitely lasting longer.
Give me Blues the Empire catchphrase incoming. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, take that, you son of a bitch. Alright, here's a... Whoa, what the hell's going on here? Alright. So now we're sledding back down this mountain of dirt, and we have more enemies.
More mullet assholes.
Look at them. Like they're all twins. It's like Sega cloned these guys. Some type of evil clone that was created by Dr. Robotnik. And you see that blue little crosshair right there? That means I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm shooting these guys with a freaking Sonic the Hedgehog gun. If that makes any sense. It's Sega. It doesn't have to make sense.
You see that big ass truck? I see that big ass truck.
Shoot the window out of that big ass truck right there.
Hey, you shot my...
And these assholes up here don't like it that I shot their big ass truck. I do have a lot of enemies that pop up on the screen at once, and like just what happened right now, he threw a battle axe at me and I got killed. And there's a fancy little Sega logo right there in the AM2. And just for the hell of it, let's try the expert mode. And it looks like we're actually in a city area. Let's check this out. Yeah, it looks like a city area right here. It looks like it said evil something. I'm not sure what the hell that sign said. Get to shoot out some windows, which is pretty cool. This actually looks like the beginning of the area where a fighting force began. Like outside that gate where you have to walk through the entrance to that place. And yeah, it almost looks kind of similar to that. And fighting force was supposed to be on Sega Saturn. Maybe the... I mean, look at that. Looks pretty reminiscent to it. Yeah, take that, you son of a bitch. And you see these guys right here look like they're wearing a little bit more armor. They still pretty much died just as fast.
Whoa, what the hell?
I just like how these guys just fly out of nowhere like they're ninjas. Like this, come out, look at that, bam, right through the box. That's actually one of my favorite parts of the game. I do remember that. Is that to keep going, bam, just shoot these red, bam, blow everything up. I love it. The Sega Saturn explosion looks awesome. 57.8% accuracy. How the hell is my accuracy better on expert mode? I feel like I'm playing Rainbow Six, but on the Sega Saturn. And now we have some civilians that are dressed a little bit different. They look like they're wearing business suits instead of jumpsuits. And, once again, you cannot shoot those guys, and there's a couple more right there. Because if you shoot them, you screw yourself over, because you actually get a game over. Get out of my way, you bitch! There we go. And sometimes they get right in the way, and they ruin everything. And, yeah, we have more of these guys coming out. And, have to be real careful. Oh, shit. That was close. And sometimes you have 2 or 3 enemies that pop up on the screen at once. So you have to really decide which one you want to hit. Because if you make the wrong move like I just did, that's what happens. That's funny how they run too. Look at that. Oh, that guy almost got shot. What a lucky bastard. Yeah, come on, walk it. Yeah, shoot these guys. He's still running! Man, for a guy that's about to get shot, he's casually, like, walking real slow. I mean, what the hell? Damn. Well, that's, Virtual Cop on the Sega Saturn. Let's go take a look at Virtual Cop 2. But first, let me, enter my name in here. Let's see here. Yeah, hold on one moment. Before we get to Virtual Cop 2, we gotta do things the right way here. GPE Gaming Palooza Empire. I only got 4 seconds. What the hell? 10th place? Come on. And here we are playing more Sega Saturn. Look at that awesome Sega Saturn logo. Virtual Cop 2 loading screen. Nothing. Look at that. That looks so fancy awesome. Look at that. And we have the Virtual Cop 2 title screen. Look at that. It looks just as cool as the first one. I do definitely like the stages on the second one better than the first one. So let's choose the beginner. Let's take a look at it. The enemies are dressed slightly different this time around. You might see a few enemies that look quite familiar from the first game. And you see that guy right there. That's a civilian. You don't want to shoot them, just like in the first game. If you do shoot them, they screw you over. You can see in Virtual Cop 2, you get a little bit slightly different variety of enemies than in the first game. You had a lot of repeats in the first game, and in the second game, you do get like repeats, but there appears to be a slightly large variety of different enemies for back then. For Sega Saturn standards. Virtual Cop 2 does appear to be a little bit easier to play, and there's a lot more things you can shoot as well. You can shoot whatever that is right there. And this is a jewelry store. So you can shoot out all the actual display cases. Which is actually pretty awesome. And you can shoot the chandelier and bust the chandelier, which is pretty cool. And this is one part of the game that I really like, because you can actually shoot the vehicles. You can blow the tires right off the vehicles. Let me see if I can give you a demonstration of how that works. Yeah, take that, you son of a bitch. That's crazy. The whole freaking car went flying. Look at that. That's awesome. I remember playing this back in the arcade, and I loved this game. This game, oh yeah. Look at that. I also owned the PC version of this back in the day. I remember playing this on the Pentium 1. Having the opportunity of actually having this game at home on your Sega Saturn, that probably blew a lot of people's minds. I mean, look at this. That's awesome. Look at that. The explosions look even cooler on Virtual Cop 2.
Everything's on fire. This is awesome. The action. I cannot handle the action.
Look at the fantastic Sega Saturn graphics. I feel like there's also a lot more detail on the graphics. What the hell's that? This time around, we'll check out Medium. It looks like we're on a cruise. Alright, so here we are playing Medium. And right away, there's like a whole shitload of enemies that just popped up at once. You hear a bunch of birds screeching in the background. What the hell is that? It's a helicopter. I feel like I'm playing Grand Theft Auto. Look at that, you can shoot the frickin' bushes. That looks like that. I had never even noticed that before. Look at that. That looks pretty awesome. This is a great example of how cool the Sega Saturn was. Look at the detail. Look at the little details on that. Now, if you get a Sega Saturn, an American or a Japanese Saturn, you can use the Action Replay cartridge to play imports. I have a Japanese Saturn. Most of my games are Japanese. I do have a few American games. You'll notice that when you play this game, you have to hammer the shit out of the buttons on your controller. Unless you have the light gun, of course, but yeah. Your thumbs are going to get a real workout if you're playing with the 6-button gamepad. Alright, let's try Expert mode, just for the hell of it. I have no idea what that says, but yeah. File 3. Alright, so here's Expert mode. You have to be an expert to play this. We're in a virtual city, as you can see there. It looks like we're in a subway. You know, those guys look like they came straight out of Ninja Gaiden or something like that. What the hell? We're wearing ninja masks. You have to shoot real quick. You can also shoot the signs down. I do remember that. This is pretty awesome. Harris Street. Yeah, it's pretty hard. You have to be really on top of it. You shoot down the signs. That's what I like. I love shooting the surrounding environment, how it reacts to the bullets that you shoot. And for Sega Saturn, that's actually pretty awesome. And much like the first Virtua Cop game, the enemies do react differently depending on which part of the body you shoot them in, which is really awesome. So they just don't generically fall over or whatever, you know, like most games back then. You shoot them in the arm or the crotch, the head, whatever, the leg, they actually react to where you shoot them. Look at that guy just sitting there like nothing's happening. Yeah, imagine like going from a Sega Genesis or a Super Nintendo to buying a Sega Saturn and experiencing this level of action. I mean, this will probably, like, back in 96, 97, this probably blew your freaking mind. I mean, look at this. I mean, sure, yeah, it's only a Lycon game, but the level of action that you're getting out of this game is freaking awesome. What the hell? Oh, he killed me with the battle axe. Son of a bitch. Well, that would be Virtual Cop 1 and 2 for the Sega Saturn. Definitely some awesome games if you never got a chance to play Virtual Cop on the Saturn. I would advise you to check it out. It's a very, very awesome classic Lycon game. Probably one of the best of all time.